Hello, this is a new health update. Okay, so I have, technically multiple pulmonary embolisms. My shortness of breath, my chest pain, pressure, I wouldn't really describe as a pain, heaviness. It wasn't anxiety, they were blood clots. I have 3 blood clots in my lungs. That is what's going on. So it wasn't psychosomatic. It wasn't me over exaggerating, which I fully thought it was. But I have more clots. We thought it was over, we thought we had gone past, but no, it's gotten worse. Do we know why you get so many clots? They still don't know, which is really annoying. Are they not as bad in the lungs? Oh no, this is the worst it can get. This is pretty fucking bad. That's basically, in a nutshell, I have pulmonary embolisms. How'd they diagnose? So my shortness of breath was really bad that night before I had that 20-minute stream. I'd never experienced that before, and then the next morning I was still feeling like that, which is why that stream was kind of funny. And I told my parents about it, and they were like, let's just go to the hospital later, just to make sure. So my dad was conveniently in the city for work that day, so he took me to the hospital. At first I do this thing called a D-dimer test, which is usually done on people who have previously had blood clots, and it picks up when there are blood clots in your system, it will leave behind this certain thing, residue, that can be picked up by this blood test. Oh, okay, so the protein is literally called D-dimer. It's literally detecting, a protein fragment your body makes when a blood clot dissolves. Yeah, so they did that on me, and by the time I got to the hospital, I was like, dude, I'm totally overreacting. And they have to ask you all these questions before they treat you, I guess, and they were like, are you coughing up blood? Can you walk? Are you struggling to breathe? And I was like, no, dude, I feel okay. My chest just feels kind of funny, and I felt like a fucking idiot. I was like, dude, it's 100% just stress. But they did the D-dimer test, and then I got shuffled away to a room while they waited for the results. And then they came back, and they were like, oh, your D-dimer is 4 times the usual elevated amount that we detect when people have clots. And I was like, oh, that's no good. That's no bueno. So, yeah, and they said your D-dimer can be elevated for other reasons that aren't due to clots. Sometimes people might have it elevated. I know she said people who had gotten COVID, for some reason COVID elevates your D-dimer, but considering mine was way above, even when people have it elevated, it's usually just a little bit over, but mine was phew. So they were like, okay, you probably have a clot somewhere. So they needed to do a scan. And the thing with the scans is they have 2 types of scans you can do. They have a CT and a VQ scan. The CT is a more comprehensive. I've already done 2 CT scans in my life. They're more comprehensive and better at getting exact details usually, but they are 5 times more radioactive than the VQ scan. And the VQ scan still can work. It just has, the accuracy of it can be lesser than the CT. So we had a little bit of trouble deciding between CT and VQ, but the radiologist said that they didn't want to do a CT scan, especially when I've already had 2 on someone my age, because you're not meant to be. I've already probably been exposed to too much radioactivity from these scans. And also doing it on women in particular, doing chest scans can do some weird shit to breast tissue as well. So we chose the VQ scan, and luckily the VQ scan was able to pick up everything. I had to wait overnight for the VQ scan. Are you gonna become like Godzilla? Yeah, it's so weird, because even the VQ scan, which is the lesser radioactive one, so first they give me this little tube. I did this last year as well. You have to breathe in this radioactive gas a bunch of times, which sounds insane. It just kind of tastes like plastic. So when you go under the machine, they can see how the air is going through your body, and then they scan you for 15 minutes. Then after that, I had a cannula in my arm, and they put more, I don't want to say radioactive liquid. Using the term radioactive sounds crazy. They put this liquid in your veins so that when you go under the machine, they can see where your blood is traveling in your system. Did it glow bright green? I could not see my veins glowing, but I think on the machine it makes me glow. Yeah, so then did that. Then, as I said, luckily the VQ scan worked. So the reason why my heart rate has been so elevated, so my breathing was fine actually. It was the blood that was the main issue. So the blood was struggling to be pumped basically, and that's why my heart rate's like kind of gnarly. Not because I'm unfit, alright? It's because I have clots. If I didn't have clots, I'd be healthy as fuck, alright? Can they see how old clots are? No. I don't know how long they've been there. I mean, but the fact that there's 3 kind of implies that maybe there was 1, and then over time another one formed, and then another one. Why do you have clots? I don't know. We still don't know, and that's what's really like upsetting me. How do you get rid of the clots? Yeah, so this time, because they're in my lungs, it's kind of more serious. Last year, it actually just stayed in my subclavian artery, subclavian vein, which is up here. I think they were worried it was gonna get into my lungs, but it never actually did. They are in my lungs. So they gave me this injection called Clexane, which is kind of a more immediate blood thinner. They get this needle and they pick up like fat on your stomach and they just go and it like goes in your body. I really don't know how it works. So yeah, they gave me the Clexane, they gave me 2 doses of that, and now I'm on 20 milligrams a day of blood thinners for a week, and then I go down to 10 milligrams until I see a hematologist and they decide what to do. Do you feel better? I feel kind of the same, to be honest. Yeah, I will say that hospital, I went to this hospital last time, everyone's really good there. Very nice people. Thumbs up. Thank you, Australian healthcare system. It was funny because I was having difficulty breathing like up until I went to the hospital. The shortness of breath and the chest pressure kind of dissipated at the hospital, which was another reason why I was like, dude, like, they're gonna say I'm fine. It's nothing. But the reason why it is fluctuating is because these clots are always moving. And I can feel them moving. That was why the other week it went from my left to my right, which is good because my heart's on my left. I don't want it to be on my left. Last time I was at the hospital, I wasn't being monitored 24/7, but this time I had to have everything attached to me all the time. So when I wanted to go to the bathroom, I had to take this like it was like this computer that had all these wires attached to it. So that if I like fucking passed out while on the loo. But whenever I was walking, I remember I went to the bathroom, my heart rate went to like 145. And when I was in the bathroom, this machine just started going like deafeningly loud. It's just echoing throughout the bathroom, and I was perfectly fine. It was kind of embarrassing. And all the nurses were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine, dude." It's that alarm scared the shit out of me. I guess that's some comfort knowing that they did feel comfortable in discharging me. I know they were considering keeping me in longer. At the moment, like, they've done all the treatment they can do to me. They've got me on thinners. Now it's just my body's job to break down the clots. The thinners don't actually break them down, I realize. They just stop them from getting any bigger. Which again is like, it's scary because now it's kind of up to my body. So is it over for you? Do we have to look for another SM64 speedrunner? Listen, I think it's more likely that I stay alive than I die. So that's cool. Thumbs up. Did you get recognized at the hospital? Yeah, as soon as I went into emergency, like 3 people were like, "Holy shit, is that 6L, the hit Mario streamer from Twitch?" And I said yes, and I signed all of their arms.